Hello everyone and welcome to a unique video. Recently the IB external exams concluded about a month ago, maybe two, and today I'm gonna make a tier list about the most difficult topics in the math analysis and approaches higher level syllabus. Fortunately, I got a 7 in this topic, but it did take my soul and everything, and to sacrifice literally every other subject to get there. But we got there regardless, and that's all that matters, and I don't care about anything else. Fun fact, I got the exact grade boundary for a 7. Like a 7 was 73%, and I got exactly 73%, which is miraculous. Like paper 3, I got like a 5, I got 31 out of 55, and my internal was like 15 out of 20, but like I was like just paper 1 and 2, I just crushed them, which is like fantastic. But I want to like study paper 3 in my own time because, like, okay, why did I get a 5? Anyways, I'm gonna rank these based on difficulty and how much pain they caused me and how many times I broke down. So let's just get started. So we have the arithmetic series. This is just, light work or free marks. Is there any difficult questions on arithmetic sequence that I could remember? They're mostly easy, but sometimes like you get something in section B, they're still easy. So light work. Geometric sequences, they're easy-ish, but then you get like some concoction in section B and then you want to cry. So I guess yeah, it is easy-ish. Financial applications, that's light work. Proofs, okay, so this is like proof by induction, proof by. I want to like throw this in the nightmare tier and then cry, but wait, why can't I drag it anymore? What? Wait, what? You know what? Just do this. How about that? Proofs. And now it's at whatever. I think proofs are either nightmare or very hard tier because there are some proofs by induction and proofs by contradiction that are just crazy. That are just like I would like there was this one proof by induction that I spent like 4 hours trying to understand up on this whiteboard over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got so bad my knees were like giving out and everything started to hurt and I still didn't understand it. I think I got it like after a very, very long time. Oh yeah. Proofs, special proof by that's a nightmare. Exponents and logarithms. Exponents and logarithms was something that I enjoyed so much. I love them. There was a very beautiful question in the external about them. Uh, like they're not hard, but sometimes you get like some trigonometric functions and logarithms. They're manageable, but like really enjoy. And I have to create an account. Fantastic. I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, exponents and logarithms, manageable but really, really fun to do. Counting principles, nightmare, garbage, probably harder than proofs, if not the same. I don't know if I want to put it harder than proofs. This was a nightmare. I still don't understand counting. No, there was this the single question I didn't solve in paper one, section A was a counting question. Yeah, that was garbage. Partial fractions, trivial, yes. I think it's manageable. Yeah, partial fractions wasn't really that hard. Complex numbers, nightmare. Not harder than counting, harder than proofs. Yeah, complex numbers was garbage. Complex numbers, pretty sure made me cry a few times. Complex numbers, as though probably debatably the worst section Bs. behind vectors, of course. So we'll talk about those complex numbers like the argument, and then like argument of z is equal to the arctan of the imaginary of z over real of z. Garbage, absolutely garbage. I probably still don't understand some things about complex numbers. And then there was this one external question where you had to plot the points and find out, oh yeah, they actually make a circle. It was garbage, absolutely garbage, trash. Uh, I banged my head against the wall several times trying to understand this. Nope, we're not doing that. Binomial theorem, hard, very hard, very, very hard. And this is with the standard and extension of the binomial. Hard, garbage. There are some very unique questions and very niche questions that you have to know about this topic. Like, they throw in so many niche questions like every once in a while, and then you have to know them all because they come up once every like 5 years. It's very like I want to put this in very hard, but let's not worry about that. System of equations, manageable if not easy-ish, not very easy-ish. It's just system of equations. You can do them by elimination, substitution. They're easy-ish. Linear functions, light work, not really that difficult. Quadratic functions. Uh, so you have the discriminant and you have the maximum minimum. You have the I don't think they're that difficult. I mean, you have to know the factored form and you have to know like how to like yeah. I think they're like are there any oh wait, there is some crazy discriminant ideas I remember. No, yeah. I mean, does it deserve to go into hard tier just because yeah. Eh, let's put in hard tier for I guess they're manageable, but they're harder than quadratic functions, exponents and logarithms. Reciprocal functions, very hard, garbage, 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 trash, garbage. Of course, you have the horizontal asymptote, the vertical asymptote, and stuff. But then sometimes you get something with an oblique asymptote, and then you have to sketch them and the absolute value of the reciprocal function, and then it's a quadratic. And please give me a transformations. Very fun, very easy to understand topic. I want to say it's easy-ish, very fun topic, easy to understand. I like it. Polynomial functions. Okay, so this is where we get, I think it's called Viet's formula for the sum and product, and like you have sum of two roots for a quadratic. It's like it's negative b over a, and the product is c over a. Um, and then you have to do long division, synthetic division. Um, I mean, I guess it's hard, but is it very hard? Remainder theorem, factor theorem. I put it in hard tier or manageable. I think it's pretty odd and even functions. You have to like sketch some things, and there are some garbage. I think if I remember correctly, like there was this one integration question where there were no numbers and you had to find the integral of function, and then they just told you it's even on some garbage like that. I don't think they even gave you a graph. Yeah, maybe they did, but it's manageable. Like questions like that are very rare. Solution of inequalities, garbage, 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 trash. They're very hard garbage tier. The ones where you're like, it's an absolute value inequality and it's quadratic and and you have to do the number line. We're not doing that. Absolute value functions, hard garbage. Get that out of my face. 3D geometry, nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Especially when you get into like you get implicit differentiation with some 3D garbage section B with trig and trig identities, and then and like I'm just getting tired thinking of it. Absolute garbage here. Unit circle, it's hard but extremely fun once you understand it. Like I think with trigonometric equations, super fun. trig identities. Very hard or nightmare tier because you get trig identities in complex number questions, but you also get them in some binomial questions, and you have to use compound angle identities. So we'll just put these both here as trig identities. Very, very hard, very difficult to grapple with the different identities, and you have to understand so much and like build an intuition after solving like thousands of papers. Very, very difficult. Trigonometric equations, they're hard. Yeah, I don't think they're really like people complain a lot with the unit circle of trigonometric equations, but like I find them so enjoyable. I like them a lot. I think I think trig equations are in the manageable tier. Uh, like once you start with them, they are extremely difficult, but like once you build an intuition solve them, they're like manageable. I don't think they're that hard. Vectors, yeah. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add another tier here if I can, and then we're gonna call it vectors. I can't, I don't know how to. Vectors is by far the hardest thing in the entire AHL service. It made me want to cry. It made me want to bang my head against the wall. It probably did make me cry several times. There was this one section B in paper 1 and 2 that I crushed. I got like 85 out of 110 in paper 1 and 87 in paper 2. Garbage. The only question I couldn't solve in paper 2 was okay, there was this one probability thing, but then the other section B vectors just absolutely cooked my soul. Nightmare tier, especially when it's sometimes in paper 3, absolute garbage. Nightmare tier, the worst topic you could possibly take in your entire life, and you never. I still don't understand what the difference is between a dot product and cross product. And then when you do a cross product, you have like to figure out the. Sometimes you mess up the signs for no reason, and you spend like 50 minutes doing one problem because you keep messing up the signs, and then like you have to do these like matrices or like matrix questions where they're like, oh, matrix and matrices are no longer required in the syllabus, but like it's so difficult to solve them. You like it's just unintu like I didn't learn how to solve how they want to, so like I had to learn something like reduced raw echelon form, and like sometimes it's a method and you can like and but instead of doing that, you have to learn how to take the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. It's not fun. It's so difficult. I still don't understand it. I probably never will understand it. If I become a private tutor, I probably couldn't explain it. Like, of course, I know a lot about it, but it's just some questions are just so difficult. Statistics, eh, easy-ish. Venn diagrams for probability, easy-ish. These are pretty easy. Discrete random variable. Oh yeah, this is the one with where you have to figure out the calculator and more than 5 trials or 5 or more trials, and you use binomial distribution. Yeah, super fun. I enjoyed it, but there are some really hard questions on it. I think it's probably the very hard tier because sometimes you get really easy questions. Sometimes you get some section B garbage and you can't solve the paper and you cry in a corner. Why did I write binomial distribution twice? What? Binomial distribution. Yeah, it's just the same as the discrete random variable. No? Anyways, normal distribution. Very hard. Is it very hard? No, I don't think it's hard. I mean, I think it's hard or manageable. No, I think it's manageable. You have to. Well, I changed my mind about that. I think they're hard. Like, I mean, you have to like some niche questions about like the like symmetry, about the normal distribution thing. Uh, but like it is fun a lot of the time. Like Yeah, I mean, is it really harder than binomial? I mean, yeah, it is. It's a very, I don't know, let's keep it in hard here for now. Condition probability manageable or easy-ish. Sometimes you have some garbage phrasing you have to work out, so I guess manageable. Continuous random variable was hard for some questions, but like, ooh, yeah, there are some niche things you have to memorize. Like, I think it's the variance of a constant is zero, or it's and yeah, the expected value of the constant is that constant. You have to learn how to figure out. Uh, no, it's manageable. It's not really that hard. Like, just use the data booklet. Like a lot of the rules, if not all of them, like most of them are in data booklet, and it's just integration, and you know, it's not really that hard at all. Trying to remember. No, it's not really that hard. First principle derivative, super fun. It's easy, light work even. Just take the limit and sum as an algebra is difficult though. Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't come up. It's easy-ish. It's not light work, but like some algebra, like sometimes you have to multiply by the conjugate and stuff like that. So I guess due to the algebra, I'm gonna bump it up to manageable tier. Sketching graphs and derivatives test, absolute nightmare, absolute garbage. And when I mean sketching graphs, I mean like sketching absolute value functions, sketching quadratics, sketching reciprocal absolute value functions and inequalities. Uh, Optimization and the first principle, the first derivative test, and then the points of inflection, and then stationary inflection. Absolute garbage, all of it garbage, all of it nightmare, all of it tears, all of it banging my head against that wall over there. No, no, please, I don't want to remember this. Leave me alone. Kinematics, light work. Yeah, no, it's manageable. Well, it's easier. I don't remember really much kinematics questions. Use substitution, light work. Actually, now that I remember it, there was this one differential equation I spent like ages trying to solve, and after like 6 pages, okay, maybe not like five, four, or maybe even 6 pages of work, I was like so stuck. Then, like, it was use substitution, the last step you had to do, or one of the last steps. But sometimes use substitution is not really that intuitive. Sometimes it's not really that obvious. So that's why I'm gonna put it in the manageable tier. Yeah, it's manageable now. Like, I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but finding area by integration. This is hard because sometimes, you know what, I'm gonna bump up kinematics to manageable because you have to actually be aware of like when the particles is moving, or like, oh, when's the initial point and displacement and distance. Then like you have some questions with differential equations. Well, no, I'm not gonna count kinematics with the differential equations questions. Finding the area by integration is also pretty difficult because um, like you have to do the upper lower, but sometimes you have some questions in paper one where they just don't give you the graph, and you have to use like logic to derive, like common sense and mathematical knowledge to derive which one should be the upper function, and sometimes it's really difficult. Limits and continuity, all like L'Hopital's rule and stuff like that. Um, yeah, this was light work. Uh, like, yes, a function is continuous if and only if, and things like that. They don't really have questions on this. It's easy-ish. It's not light work. It's easy-ish. Implicit differentiation, very hard. Very, very hard. And let me tell you why. Because, okay, what do you mean? It's just some questions are really difficult involving implicit differentiation, and you use outline differential equations. And while the concept of implicit differentiation is actually really simple, some like the extent to where they question it. is garbage and it comes up like a lot of the time. Integration by trick substitution, very hard, but is it really that hard? I mean, you have to know what the square root idea and taking things out of their rule and then using identities. But like, is it really that hard? I mean, let's see. Is it as hard as like trig identities? Okay, let's move these up to nightmare tier. I changed my mind. And no, I think they're hard tier. Not really very hard tier. Integration by parts. I mean, integration by parts is not really that hard, in my opinion. There is this idea you have to know with like repeating trigonometric functions, so you just take the integral to the other side. It's not really that hard, it's manageable. Linear differential equations, oh, this is just using the Euler's, like I use the integrating factor and stuff. Um, there's a general solution that I just use, like I don't really multiply and do the product rule thing. I just, oh, I got cramped. Fantastic. Um, uh, there is this, there's this, I mean, I'm not gonna edit it because I'm lazy, but there's this general form for a function using the integrating factor, which is y is equal to 1 over, y is equal to the reciprocal of the integrating factor multiplied by the integral of, was it q of x, q of x, p of x, dx plus c, something like that. It's pretty hard. So we're gonna put it into hard, but not really very hard yet. Homogeneous differential equations, nightmare. Kill me, please. Please kill me. They're very easy. Okay, not very easy, but they are really fun and sometimes excruciatingly difficult. But once you get the hang of them and like intuition for them, they are seriously fun. And like a lot of the time, yeah, when you first start to learn them, you kind of want to kill yourself, but then it gets pretty easy after like solving tens of thousands of questions. Yeah, it eventually gets really easy. Buller's method, garbage, hard. And it's hard because, okay, sometimes like Buller's method itself is not very hard, but they ask some, like in my opinion, sometimes vaguely phrased questions about it. Plus, it's hard only because it's extremely niche and it comes up sometimes in section B, and I was like really banking on it for like paper two and paper three. I was like, yeah, study. I was like on the group, like, yeah, study Euler's method. It's gonna come in paper one, two, and it's gonna come paper two and paper three. It has to come. It's gonna come, and then it just didn't come. Uh, yeah, eh, no, it's manageable. It's not really that hard, but it's just very niche and difficult to remember. Like it's there's some way to do on the TI-84, but like it's tedious and takes a long time to learn. Maclaurin series, nightmare, nightmare tier. And a lot of you may be surprised by this, but the amount of questions you get on the Maclaurin series is like the difficulty is just stupid. I remember like when we first learned TIP, I went home, studied it for 4 hours, didn't click, didn't understand anything. But then, like after a really long time, it became pretty trivial for me. But like there are some questions in paper three, usually at the end of it, and like some section B questions, like the one in our external. And for May 2026, it was paper two, I think. Is it paper two or paper one? I think paper one. Yeah, but it's pretty hard, especially when they combine it with the binomial theorem like they did in our external. But yeah, I think it's pretty much it. I think the syllabus is garbage. I think it's too dense. I think it's too niche. I think it's too much breadth and depth to the syllabus. Uh, I think it's way too difficult. I think they ask some ridiculous questions in like Paper 1 and 2, section B, and paper 3, just forget about it. In general, just pray. You just pray, 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 pray. Like, paper 3 is excruciatingly difficult sometimes. Like, in my opinion, the one we got. Um, so, like, paper 1 and 2, section B is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, the questions I was seeing was absolutely ridiculous. There was also this one topic I forgot to add, which is volume by integration, which is just calc too. Uh, but yeah, it's very hard because I remember like a few questions that just traumatized my soul. Actually, if you can see it, there's an ink stain there because there was this one calc 2 question that came in section A was the last question. And I think I spent 3 hours trying to understand it, and then eventually I understood it, but I kind of had to contemplate my life choices on that wall over there. But yeah, it's fine. But yeah, this is my tier list. I guess we there's really no free marks. Everything is garbage. Everything is really really difficult. Okay, not everything, but like I think the syllabus is just way too much, and I want to complain about it. But honestly, the story behind how I got the seven is like really cool, and I'm proud of it because my circumstances were kind of brutal. I think like maybe if you go back to my older videos, like my tournament videos, you'd see like there's more soul in my eyes. But yeah, after taking the math external, I kind of lost all my soul, and like it's just out of my brain. But I was really excited to do this, and I love math. I love so much. Like as much pain as this caused me, I genuinely enjoyed like maybe every single hour, every single second of studying. I was studying math for, like on average maybe 3, 4 hours a day. Maybe like Sundays I'll just do nothing, study math for 12 hours, which led to me being extremely burnt out for the external. Which like I remember paper three, the one I got like a 5 in, 31 out of 55. I remember being so burnt out that I just couldn't get out of bed and study for it. But I did like study a lot for it. Like even with all the brain fog and stuff, but I still did really poorly. Um, I mean, poorly for a 7 standard. A 5 is really good, but like, because I really wanted the 7. I can't believe, like, maybe if I just lost one mark, then, like, the whole be gone. It's crazy. um, but yeah, this is my tier list. Thank you for everyone for watching. I will start offering tutoring very soon. Um, Teaching is my passion, although I do seem very monotone on YouTube. Maybe it's because I'm not really comfortable, but I do bring a lot of passion to teaching and energy. Anyways, thank you to everyone who watched this. I hope. I wish I could like hear people's opinion of what they think of this. Like some people like maybe think I'm just an idiot, but I think this list makes sense. But like if I could just add another tier here just for vectors, like this topic is so garbage. This so much pain. Um, Anyways, thank you to everyone for watching. Bye.